Hi, this is a little tour about the software for the Arduino, which is going to program the Racal Cougar I'm currently working on, and just a little demo. So what we have over here is the Racal Cougar itself. It's the power amplifier with the Cougar connected to it, a microphone. By using the 7-pole connector, it's connected to this little test board I've created, and that's an Arduino Nano, which basically controls pin number 7 of this cable. And the other components on there are an LM317, which is needed to convert 10 volts from the Racal, which is available on pin C, to an 8 volt level, which is used by the if you look over here, which is used by the I think it's a MOSFET 2N7000 bidirectional level converter, because 8 volt on the Arduino is not going to be fun. And of course there's the USB cable going to my laptop, where I'm currently working on some stuff. So let's first show you what's going to happen when we open up a console view. And this is basically a serial console view, and what's going to happen as soon as the Arduino is booting up or resets, or basically it resets, it's going to display a little menu and help system with some comments, with some actions you can do. For example, of course displaying the help, but also when we press the L command, it's going to display a list of currently with a list of information about the channels currently programmed, set into the Arduino, and these are stored in the EEPROM of the Arduino itself. And if you look over here, you can see the channels are programmed on the I think it's the Dutch 4 meter amateur channels with 25 kilohertz spacing apart. The Cougar itself is able to be programmed at 12.5 kilohertz raster, so maybe you can show it later. So to have a check, it says it's programmed on 7250 on channel 0. The Racal Cougar itself is set to that frequency, and when I go to my other test set, which is set to 250, we can hear the connection, of course. So let's go back to the software, and let's say, okay, I want to change channel 0 and give it a different frequency. Then I go to my keyboard and press 0, and the Arduino responds by saying, okay, you have channel 0 selected, by the way, and these are the frequencies currently stored for it. Then there are two options. One option is to set the receive frequency, and the other option is set the transmit frequency. So let's change the receive frequency by pressing the R, and if you look over here, it enters the string, it displays the string, and the receive frequency for channel 0. So let's do this by changing it to 7450 and press enter. By changing the frequency, by entering a value there, it's displaying the current setting for the channels again. And if you see, the receive frequency is set to 450, and the transmit frequency is still set to 250. So let's change the transmit frequency also by entering the T command. And by the way, that's our local repeater. And let's change it to 7450, press enter, and what we see over here, it's stored channel 0, 7450, 7450. So let's check if this is okay. If this is the case, so let's bring up the list of current programmed, of current stored channel frequencies by pressing the L command, and there it is. And if you look carefully, closely, there's 7450 on channel 0. So the next thing to do is, let's bring up the help screen again by pressing the question mark, The next thing to do is to program this to the Racal Cougar by pressing the P button. And we press the P button, press enter. It's going to program stuff, and if an enter may occur, it will display error instead of OK. So if I go back to my Racal Cougar right now, and it's still set to channel 0, and this one is still set to 250, of course you cannot hear anything. So what's going to happen when we change the frequency here to, oh, let's do this, the other way up to 450, and press the, we have some signal in here. So basically this means that we have changed the programming of the Racal. And let's go back to this screen again, and let's say okay, let's bring up the list with current set frequencies again. One thing I mentioned is there's an option to store the currently set frequencies in the Arduino EEPROM, and that's just to make sure you don't have to change the frequencies or add the frequencies every time the Arduino is booted up. So I can mimic this by rebooting the Arduino, press the little reset button, and now it's reset. And if I'm going to bring up the list of frequencies here again, you will see that it's back to its old value, that's 7 to 50. And we can make the changes permanent by writing the current set back to the EEPROM of the Arduino, and this is done by pressing the W button, write channel information to programmers EEPROM. So let's make another change for again channel 0, and let's set the receive frequency to 712.5 and press enter, and let's change the transmit frequency to 7012.5, and there it is. It says these are the current settings for channel 0. Let's confirm this by pressing the L button. You can see channel 0 is on 7012.5 megahertz, and let's write this to the EEPROM of the Arduino by pressing the W button, and it saved the channel to the EEPROM, and we can confirm this by resetting the Arduino, pressing the button, and when it's reset, request a list, sorry for changing the screen, request a list of current programmed channels, and you can see from now on 70.012.5 megahertz is the default frequency for channel 0. Let's test this by pressing the P button for program, and it's programmed right now to the Arduino, and sadly this set isn't programmed for having a 12.5 kilohertz raster, so I have to go to my trusty signal generator in here, and there's a lot of noise in here, but when I'm pressing this one and give it a clear 2.5 kilohertz tone, and let's say it's got 20, and you can hear it. It's currently receiving on 70.012.5 kilohertz. So this is my little demo for right now. I'm going to work on the Arduino code to make it available soon to you guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.